Basketball season is off with a bang, and down at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, we're ready for the second of our doubleheader tonight. It's the Hall of Fame series from Las Vegas, and next up, two teams with expectations and one with national championship expectations. The BYU Cougars ranked 8th, their highest ranking in the preseason to start a year, against the Villanova Wildcats out of the Big East. As we welcome you inside T-Mobile Arena, Brian Anderson with the Hall of Famer Grant Hill. We saw a dandy in the first game. Arizona upsets the defending champion Florida Gators. It was Koa Pete, a fantastic freshman who put on a show, and two freshmen tonight that we're all anxious to see. Obviously A.J. DeBonta, but Caden Lewis is one of the top point guards for Villanova as well.
Well, A.J. DeBonta, what more can be said about him? So much hype, so much expectation. The #1 recruit in this dynamic freshman class here in Vegas. A lot of Cougar faithful here. And he will want to put on a show. Super talented. On the other NBA, Villanova and Caden Lewis, a talented guard. He will have to lead the Wildcats here on the road.
Starting fives are in for Kevin Willard and the Villanova Wildcats. His first year, coming from Maryland. Tyler Perkins, Devin Askew will play. Going to be their best player to start the year. Caden Lewis, Duke Brennan, and Matt Hodge. And then it's Rob Wright from Baylor. Big-time point guard. Kennard Davis, Richie Saunders, A.J. DeBonta, and Keba Keita. Andy Katz, third member of our team. There's news on Richie Saunders. He is in the lineup as we see here. What is the latest on his health situation?
Well, I just spoke with him as he led the team out in the warm-ups. He says, I'm feeling well. Earlier this morning, they had a 9 a.m. local time shoot-around, and Richie Saunders was not here. He did not feel well, woke up with a little bit of a stomach issue. Then, throughout the course of the day, obviously felt better. He had a smile on his face, and he led this team on the floor with a layup. And I'll tell you, Kevin Young told us this afternoon, he is a major, major part of this offense.
Team all Big 12 a year ago. Thank you, Andy. Most improved player in the Big 12 a year ago. There's the talented young point guard for the Villanova Wildcats, Caden Lewis from Sidwell Friends High School in the DMV. Grant Hill territory.
And Josh Hart territory as well.
That's right.
Former Villanova great.
All right, well, let's do it. Second of our doubleheader on opening night. Marquise Pettigrew, Brent Hampton, Owen Short. Our three officials. It is Villanova who controls the opening tip. And we get our first look at a Caden Lewis running the point here. I'm sure some nerves are flowing for these guys. Freshmen are going to be a big story across college basketball this year. Andy Katz has put out his top freshmen online, and we're getting a look at two of the best here in Vegas. And a turnover, first possession pass to Duke Brennan is too hot to handle, and a giveaway for Villanova to start their season.
And what's special about BYU, the elite athleticism and length, and certainly causing that confusion on that pass attempt by Lewis.
It is Matt Hodge who draws the assignment. The bouncer goes up top for Keba Keita. Now that's how you start a season if you're BYU. Perfectly executed lob. Hodge in the corner, cannot hit. Offensive rebound. And the putback is good. Tyler Perkins.
Tyler Perkins, a tough guard, the only returning player from last year's team for Villanova. But Villanova, they're giving up a lot of size to BYU. They're going to have to block out, guard the paint. But it's tough because you got to also guard the three-point line against BYU.
This is a heavy BYU crowd. Here is Rob Wright. He knocks down the jumper. His first bucket as a BYU Cougar. Was in the Big 12 last year for Baylor. Big 12 all-freshman team last year. And a big get in the portal for Kevin Young. Brings that pro-style play. Longtime professional coach. Most recently an assistant with the Phoenix Suns. And his second year at BYU. Another offensive rebound for Villanova. And here's Perkins who knocks down another one.
And right away, Villanova, they space the floor, long shots, long rebounds. 2 offensive rebounds leading to points for the Wildcats.
Kevin Willard, his first year.
What's a shoe?
BYU, yeah, DeBonta blew a tire. Here's Richie Saunders playing with that illness. Askew fouls him. Devin Askew's been out with a knee injury, commits the foul, and Gives Devonta a chance to put the shoe back on.
I think if your guy loses a shoe, you go right at him and double team him. But what a play there. You put the ball in A.J. Devonta's hands. Great decision maker. And he was so quick. He
ran right out of his shoe.
Ran out of his shoe on that play. Almost traveled on it, too. They like to ISO A.J.
And here he goes, and A.J. Devonta is on the board.
And the beauty of Kevin Young's offense, it's a pro set. A little Iverson cut there. Clear the side, let him go one-on-one. So good off the bounce.
BYU had a great run last year to the Sweet 16, lost to Alabama. One of the great scoring performances in NCAA tournament history. There's a battle for it with Keita and Duke Brennan. And these two are scrapping on the floor. Neither one of them relenting here. Hang on to that basketball. And it's Keita who comes out of the pack. A rugby scrum.
And the BYU fans here, they applaud him for coming up with the ball. But look at this. These guys going after it, understanding the ball means something, to value each possession. To see your centers getting dirty on the floor. Wow.
Duke Brennan, the transfer from Grand Canyon. First year at Villanova. He's a big center at 6'10". Going to have a big role in tonight's game. Also an excellent point guard matchup in Wright and Lewis. And here is Wright taking on Lewis. Oh, shifty. Man, he is a lightning bug.
And shifty is the right word. Maybe the best guard at just getting downhill, relentless with his drive, and just able to finish in all kinds of ways at the rim.
Caden Lewis turned down offers from Kentucky, among others. He sought playing time right away, and Kevin Willard and Villanova were able to give him that. Again, it's Perkins. He drives in with a right hand this time. He's fouled. Perkins has had 3 excellent possessions on the offensive end. 11 newcomers for Villanova. Perkins is the one holdover.
And he is shifty. He changes direction, spins, crossover, gets into the paint. So strong. And you talk about Kevin Willard. I mean, he embodies Big East basketball. Back in the Big East after a few years. But his team giving up some size. Obviously, all the talk of BYU. But Villanova, as they're learning each other with a lot of new faces, I promise you, they will have the toughness necessary for success. And on that toughness on the defensive end because of that man, Kevin Willard.
They've been banged up. They haven't had their roster together. We've got Brennan is needing some blood cleaned up on his knee. That's the delay here. Villanova is without Zion Stanford. He did not travel with the team here to Las Vegas. He's going to be a great player for him. Kevin Willard believes he has an ankle injury. Not close to returning. May not see him for a month to 6 weeks. And Kevin Young on the other side. Brigham Young, he took over last year. And what a job Kevin Young did. He had been the top assistant with the Phoenix Suns, associate head coach, the highest paid assistant coach in the NBA. Ton of pro experience. He's brought a pro style to BYU. And they made a great run last year, not only through the Big 12, but also in the NCAA tournament, ultimately losing to Alabama. That was the game Alabama made 25 3-pointers. Excellent defense by Villanova. Perkins once again comes up short, and that's going to be a foul, going to stay on this side of the floor. Duke Brennan was fouled. I think they got Keita.
And he's been impressive. The activity, the strength from Brennan on that previous possession, sniffing out the lob opportunity to Keita. Getting that steal, as you see Rob Wright III getting downhill. They love that alley-oop play, reading the scouting report, and then getting down on the offensive end on the glass, drawing a foul. So Brennan has come to play.
Xavion Staten gets his first minutes of the game, the Vegas native, as Palmer hits a 3. Palmer just checks in. Malachi Palmer had a nice effort against Virginia in their exhibition game. Villanova, among many others in college basketball, with not only public exhibition games, but televised exhibition games.
Well, it helps us a lot.
Yeah, scout there, get that scouting report or watch the tape. That's going to stay in the possession of BYU. And a timeout on the floor. All tied at 8. Underway in the second of our doubleheader. The Hall of Fame series from Vegas. BYU out of the Big 12 against Villanova from the Big East.
Welcome back to T-Mobile Arena. We got a tie game. Villanova 8, BYU 8. Kevin Willard back in the Big East, the head coach of Villanova. Remarkable run at Maryland, getting the Terps to the Sweet 16. Had a great shot to maybe go a little bit further. It was a little kind of a wild ending to Maryland because there was an AD change. Dave Evans goes to SMU. He's negotiating with them. That fell apart. But once Kyle Neptune was out at Villanova, it was a no-brainer for Kevin Willard to be back in the Big East. This is a basketball school. He's an East Coast guy. Did wonders for Seton Hall. Played at Pitt when it was in the Big East. This is a great fit for him, and he has said this is the last stop on his basketball journey. He wants to build back Villanova. We saw what Jay Wright did, multiple national championships, 3 Final Fours. There's no question he's got the right stuff to do it at Villanova.
Hey, Villanova, they got the right guy. As you see, Saunders out in transition. Poor defensive rotation getting back for Villanova, but Kevin Willard just... he builds culture. He did a fantastic job at Maryland. A lot of noise as Andy talked about as he exited, but he will get this program back to dominance.
Maryland, a Sweet 16 team a year ago. There's a foul. Saunders comes out of the pack. Tafara Gapari commits the foul.
Right there, Brennan, a little indecisive, couldn't find anybody. Active hands. And getting out in transition, we saw that a little bit earlier, those turnovers leading to easy transition baskets in the first game. And BYU, when they get the ball, they fly down the court.
Debonsa at 6'9", can certainly handle, initiates the offense quite often. Dawson Baker. Here's Debonsa now. Started by Gapari, got him in the air. A hard foul as Debonsa already with an assist, already with a basket. Now he goes to the free throw line. And if BYU and Kevin Young have it their way, Debonsa is going to live at the free throw line. He has that kind of ability.
Well, he has that ability and great basketball instincts right there. Knowing that Gapari is a jumper, is going to contest. Just got to his spot. Great shot fake. And you think about BYU last season. A great three-point shooting team, but they didn't get to the free throw line a whole lot. Now a guy like Debonsa who can get the ball downhill, is crafty, a strong driver. I'd also throw in there Rob Wright III, another guy who can drive down the lane. I think BYU will be shooting many more free throws this season.
#1 recruit, A.J. Debonsa, got a big dollar figure to go to BYU. Reports are over $7 million.
I got a nice meal plan back when I was in school.
That's right. In the corner, it's Hodge again. Three-pointer, no good. And flying high for the rebound is Hadim Boop. Saunders guarded by Askew. Good defense there by Askew. He's on a bit of a minutes restriction. Is Devin Askew, a knee injury, has knocked him out a lot of the early preseason activities, but he returns for the opener. Here's Askew here, transfer from Long Beach State.
He averaged 19 a game last year at Long Beach State.
Perkins shut off, and a bad pass. Villanova turns it over. Richie Saunders. Here's Baker now. Baker turned away, keeps his dribble, goes at Hodge, and is fouled.
Baker right there keeping his dribble alive. No one open, staying patient, and just somehow maneuvering to the rim. A little bit like Steve Nash, you know, back in the day, kept his dribble alive. Okay, maybe a little embellished, but still, Baker important, as you said, missed some games in the exhibition season for BYU, but an important piece off the bench for Kevin Young.
He's had a foot injury as Baker knocks down the first. Now, behind every snap is a story. Introducing Big 12 Uncovered, a new access-driven series that takes you inside the rivalries, personalities, and moments shaping the Big 12 Conference. Catch it live Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern on TNT, True TV, and HBO Max. A new era for us at TNT Sports, covering college basketball in the regular season. We've posted up for March Madness for many years, and now we get to go through the college basketball schedule, Grant, you and I, through the Big 12, through the Big East, here in Vegas a couple of times for these tournaments.
What a great way to start off the season. Fantastic games, and that first one, wow.
Arizona had the upset over the defending national champions, Florida Gators. Koa Pete, who was A.J. DeBonce's roommate for Team USA under Tommy Lloyd, the gold medal winning U19 team. Koa Pete went for 30 points for Arizona. Greatest debut by a freshman in Arizona Wildcat history.
It really was. I mean, spectacular. What was even more impressive was the interview afterwards with our studio crew. Just humble. He's truly a winner. Great character. Tell you what, Arizona has a great one in Koa Pete.
Here's Askew now. Finally gets loose for a shot. Can't hit it. And that one secured and thrown away. Mihailo Boskovic with a big defensive board, and then just throws it over here to Grant Hill. He was so enamored by the Hall of Famer next to me.
I was open, so you know.
Open from under the table as usual. That ball won't hurt.
I'll tell you what, Villanova has done a good job right now, taking the crowd out of the game, being very methodical with their offense, not afraid to get low in the shot clock, keeping BYU out of transition where they like to thrive.
Freshman point guard Lewis now with 7 to shoot. The lefty misfires. Boop comes away with a board. Here's Boskovic now, head up. Now DeBonce goes to work. DeBonce, oh, the body control of A.J. DeBonce.
And ladies and gentlemen, he's 6'9" with those guard-like abilities. Loves to drive left. And the strength and concentration to finish, impressive.
Good ball movement here for Villanova. Perkins drives it, gets some space. The lefty missed it. One and done. DeBonce. Perkins picks him up. DeBonce, a little hesitation, the spin, the pass. Boskovic, no good. DeBonce's there, and the putback.
I'll tell you what, the ball finds energy, and DeBonce has plenty of it. And BYU starting to pull away on an 8-0 run in Vegas in transition. DeBonce getting downhill. And then he also is unselfish, finding his teammates. Impressive.
BYU has had some moments, certainly. High expectations this year. How about we take you back 1981, Sweet 16, BYU and Notre Dame. Number 22 in your program. One of the greatest athletes BYU history, Danny Ainge, with the game winner in the Sweet 16. That grainy video from 1981. Danny Ainge is in the building here tonight. Ryan Smith, Jazz owner. Danny Ainge now with the Jazz, and man, does BYU have it put together now. And Danny Ainge couldn't be happier. We had a chance to talk to him before the game. He is excited to see DeBonce play, and he is excited to see where this program is going as we send it over to Andy Katz.
And to his right was Brian Santiago, who's the new athletic director at BYU. You can see Danny's been a tremendous supporter of BYU throughout the decades since he left the program. Regardless, you know, what era, go back to the Roger Reed era, to the Jimmer Fredette era. By the way, Dave Rose, Jimmer Fredette's coach, is in the house this evening as well. So he's been a great supporter of this program, whether he's in Boston, now in Utah. And you're a baseball guy, Brian. What team did Danny Ainge play for when he was in the Major League Baseball?
The American League champions, the Toronto Blue Jays.
There you go.
Inches away from the World Series champions. Oh, tough one. That was a tough finish, Green.
It was
for Toronto.
Well, yes. Whew. That was a tough one indeed.
It hadn't even scabbed over yet. Andy Katz going there. Here's Lindsey now off the bench. And another offensive rebound. Villanova cleaning them up here. Lindsay knocks down a three. That's what he can do. Bryce Lindsay, transfer from James Madison. He is a great shooter. Freshman of the year, sixth man of the year in the Sun Belt. Baker wide open for three. Good ball movement, finding the open man, and Baker buries a triple.
Both teams finding their range from the three-point line. So Kevin Willard told us, slow down. You don't want to get into a track meet with BYU. The clock is your friend if you're Villanova. And they're getting good looks and good opportunities, just not able to convert with the efficiency that Kevin Willard wants.
Hodge with 5 to shoot, late clock, air ball. And who touched it last? That's going to be off BYU. Villanova ball here. 2.4 to shoot after the air ball.
And dribble penetration. Boscovich drives. The defense collapse. Nice no look. Great sight. Finds Baker wide open at the top there. And BYU three-point shoot. They have 4 players who made 40+ three-pointers at a 38% or better percentage last season. So three-point shooting, big part of their game.
Hodge, and a tough pass on the inbounds, but Hodge able to put it back. He made something out of it.
It's a nice set.
Three-pointer flies from Morus. Can't get it to go. One and done for BYU. Here comes Villanova. Caden Lewis picked up by Morus. Now the switch. And Lewis. Bullet pass. Again, good ball movement, but BYU is closing. BYU's fast. You can see it right away.
Oh, and long. I mean, they're a big team on the perimeter.
Three-pointer, no good from Lindsay. And a fight for it. Boop comes out of the pack with it. Robert Wright III, and he's fouled. He's such a blow-by threat. He's going to get a lot of those fouls. 6'1" sophomore. He's from Delaware, Robert Wright. Just had a great year in the Big 12 with Baylor, and he stays in conference to play with the Bonza at BYU this year.
What a great addition. Experienced, solid point guard, and a guy who's played with some pretty talented players throughout his career. High school at Mount Verde, a couple future NBA first rounders, Cooper Flagg, Derek Queen, Jason Newell, and then last year with VJ Edgecombe.
5-second violation. BYU cannot get the ball in bounds. And a turnover under the basket. Third turnover.
We saw that in the first game. We saw Florida struggle getting the ball in bounds, turning it over, but good defense here. This is Kevin Willard's team. Every possession matters. Playing the passing lanes. Forcing the turnover. This little zone right now. It's the sweet spot right there.
Gapari knocks it down. A turnaround mid-range jumper. Gapari was with Kevin Willard at Maryland. 3 players come from Maryland with Kevin Willard. None of them had a whole lot of playing time last year.
The crab 5.
And that one's good in the corner. Kennard Davis. Transfer from Southern Illinois. Big piece to this puzzle as well. It's a complete roster, it seems, for Kevin Young and BYU. Obviously, you bring in a talent like Bonza, but you got to fill out the roster with the role players around them as well. Looks like they've done that. Long 3 comes up short from Lindsay. Here comes Kennard Davis Jr. up ahead, and Keba Keita running the floor.
Well, BA, when the big man runs the floor hard, you got to reward him. And that is Cougar basketball. Get the stop, fly down the floor. Getting Keita in the game. Everything is struggle now offensively for Villanova. Another turnover.
Keba forced that turnover. Here's Rob Wright probing Wright. And he's fouled going in. Wright's got that little stop down move. He's really added to his game.
Well, he had a great freshman year at Baylor. Doing great here. Look at poor transition defense. Brennan a little bit late getting back. No one helped him. Big fella getting rewarded right now as AJ had been on the bench. BYU slowly starting to pull away here.
Those two talented freshmen back on the floor. A.J. DeBonta, much publicized freshman. Lesser known, but equally as important to Villanova is Caden Lewis.
DeBonta, just a great combination of length and quickness. There's a lot of point guard who get rebounds, initiate the offense. Kevin Young experimenting, putting him in a number of different places and roles on this team, and he has delivered thus far in the exhibition season.
BYU by 11. Villanova got some offensive rebounds, some second chances. They are taking the shot clock deep almost every time. And Kapari cannot connect. Ball's loose, and that'll be Villanova basketball. DeBonta touched it while out of bounds. So Nova with the ball when we come back. 26-15, A.J. DeBonta, his collegiate debut in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. We're glad you're with us on TNT Sports tonight.
And welcome back to the T-Mobile Arena. A.J. DeBonta early on showing a little bit of everything. Assisting on the first play, an array of drives to the rim. Getting to that left hand, contact doesn't matter, on the glass. Most of the work thus far inside. A.J. with 6 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist in 8 minutes. But his activity, his skill set, really just impressive. Has not played great yet, more than capable. And speaking of great, I'll tell you, I've been impressed with Brennan. Taking the challenge, played at Grand Canyon last year. Attempted just 3 shots outside the paint last year. Finished with that offensive rebound. A great contest there on that Saunders 3 by Brennan.
Villanova needing a run here. They're down 9. Approaching the 7-minute mark of this first half. Duke Brennan gives it up. Here's Perkins. Got off to a great start here tonight. Kapari drives it. Kapari in traffic. Cannot hit it. Saunders with a rebound. Robert Wright the third, working with Keita. Open spaces for 3. No. Keita flying high, and Wright has it, shovels it, and the ball still in play. And Booth throws it off of Lewis and saves the possession for BYU.
And Booth, that is his game. Put on a hard hat, high energy, active on the glass. Never quits. How about the rebound attempt there by Keita? Not quitting at all. Booth, presence of mind, knocking off the legs of Lewis. Booth's had a double-double thus far. 6'9" redshirt freshman, 12 points, 11 rebounds. First Nebraska in the exhibition game.
Boop will sit. And Saunders gives it up. DeBonta now. Hodge guarding him. DeBonta, wow, man, he is... He missed it, but you can see a lot of gold in there. Lewis looking up top, and Duke Brennan. Lewis like a vortex, taking all that attention away. Brennan went baseline, gets the lob. And it's going to be a foul. Malachi Palmer with the foul on Saunders. Second foul on Palmer.
And Lewis just keeping his head up there. Brennan, activity kind of gets behind the teeth of the defense. And like I said, Brennan doesn't have a lot in the stat sheet, only 4 points, but just bringing some toughness, working hard, competing on the interior. Love when you have active bigs. Just do all the little things. And Brennan is playing tough for Kevin Willard. Right now, this crowd is quiet.
Yes, it is a heavy BYU crowd. Villanova doing their best to take them out of it. We're in a 1-1 here. BYU in the bonus the rest of this first half. As Saunders, an excellent shooter. And 1 in the books as we send it over to Andy Katz.
It's early. It's not even the halftime yet, but in the portal era, you don't always know what you're going to get, especially when you take over a job late like Kevin Willard did. And they picked up Brennan. There wasn't a lot out there in terms of forwards. They get him from Grand Canyon, won a WAC championship here in Las Vegas with Bryce Drew as the head coach. And they're getting a player who's going to do all the little things, the 50-50 balls, dive on the floor, fight for the ball, as we saw earlier. And so they're maximizing out of this portal player here early in the season. They didn't know what they're getting. Look at you on your screen there. Devin Askew. He's been all over the country, and they're hoping this, his last stop, could be the decisive place for him. Zion Stanford, who Kevin Willard told me would have been the guy on Dabansa had he been able to play back in Philly with a foot injury, ankle injury, so strong guy out of Temple, size, that really would have helped. But Kevin had to do a really good job late in the portal to try to pick up pieces to help this team.
And Villanova, they've hit the reset button. Obviously, Kevin Willard, new staff, and you have 5 starters gone from last season. Only Perkins back. Good defense there on Dabansa. And you have 8 players from the transfer portal, 3 freshmen. I mean, just right now, Kevin Willard doesn't really know what he has. And he's learning about his team every day and certainly getting a great test here on the road. Excuse me, on this neutral site game in Vegas against BYU.
Kevin Willard, after 12 years in the Big East at Seton Hall, back in the Big East with Nova. Three-pointer flies. Palmer cannot hit it. And that's going to be BYU ball. Three-point shots aren't falling right now for Villanova. Just 2 for 15 from three-point range. Only Lindsay and Palmer have made threes.
Well, for them, that's going to how they're going to have to win. 4 around 1, dribble penetration. Not going to get a lot of opportunities in the paint against the size of BYU. They've had some good looks, just unable to convert.
Well, the score and the pace of this game is in Villanova's favor. They've cut it to 7. Saunders, nice find. Davis gives it back to Dabansa. Guarded by Lindsay. Dabansa shift. He gets inside, drops it off. Boscovich lays it in. The vision of A.J. Dabansa.
And great patience. Just let the play develop. Read the defense and found his partner for an easy 2.
Took a peek at Kevin Young over there on that BYU sideline as Villanova turns it over. You can sense Kevin Young is a little frustrated by the way Villanova, even though they're down in this game, but they're dictating pace here.
They are, but right there, Dabansa on the backside, you had Saunders, so the help couldn't be there on the roll. Dabansa made the right read for the easy 2.
Oh, what a great pass there. Boscovich passes it up. Good ball movement, and Saunders reins in a three-pointer. Beware of the weary. Richie Saunders fighting an illness, as Andy reported, did not come to shoot around today, stayed back at the hotel, and he's given BYU their biggest lead. Lewis shakes Dabansa, and Lewis is fouled on his way in.
Right now, we talk about Dabansa and his game, his versatility in facilitator mode, just getting downhill. Great vision. Certainly leading to Saunders for that open 3 on the second side there. Just talk about Saunders. I mean, the way he moves without the basketball, one of the hardest workers you'll see. And also one of the fastest releases on his jump shot in all of college basketball.
Well, he's watched a lot of tape of Stephen Curry, you can tell, with his shot, to be able to move without the basketball. He knows he's going to get some opportunities here. Not a guy that's going to create a lot, but man, if he can get himself free and stay active, and he's playing with an illness tonight, so I don't know how active he's going to be in this game, but what a weapon.
Well, you and I have watched a lot of Stephen Curry. It hasn't helped
no.
Our game, our shot.
Definitely, we're getting worse.
We've digressed.
I'm just honored you put me in the, you know, the we part of that. Lewis cannot hit the free throw, missed them both. 12-point BYU lead, up the floor they go. Boscovich for 3, no good. And there's Duke Brennan with a rebound. Hodge got it. Finally gets one to go. Only the 3rd made 3. Hodge hits his first. He had missed his first three-point tries.
You see 4 round 1, undersized perimeter, but ball movement, player movement created that open look for Hodge.
Dawson Baker having trouble with it. Chris Jeffrey, the freshman. Jeffrey coming over to converge on right.
Good block out.
Nice defense by Villanova. Makes it a one and done. Force him into a tough shot. 9-point game. Villanova down. Coming off a three-pointer by Hodge. Brennan goes to work inside. Little jump hook. No. And Boop able to secure it over to Dawson Baker. Villanova missing the NCAA tournament, 3rd straight year. Haven't made it since the Jay Wright era back in 2022. Kevin Willard hoping they can be a sleeper team in the Big East. Picked in the bottom half of the 11-team Big East, picked 7th in the preseason poll. But there are many that feel like Villanova has a chance to surprise some people as Jeffrey knocks in a corner 3. Chris Jeffrey, talented freshman out of Brooklyn, a Maryland commit, following his head coach to Villanova, gives the Wildcats a little burst, a couple of three-pointers in the last few possessions. 6-point BYU lead coming to the end of the first half here. Grant, earlier today, T-Mobile conducted heart screenings for 200 teenage athletes. Undetected heart disease is the #1 cause of death in teenage athletes. The test takes 15 to 20 seconds to complete. Andy Katz, who is not a teenager nor an athlete, took the test. How'd it go, Andy?
I would dispute the athlete. I ran my 35th half marathon last Sunday, so my heart is strong, but I wanted to make sure I did this. I think it's very important. It was the most efficient heart monitor to detect heart abnormalities. Very critical thing right now for ages 12 to 18, boys and girls, to make sure that student athletes across the country know what is happening. This is critical to have them be tested. Over the course of the last 2 days, they told me that 500 student athletes, boys and girls, have been tested. They all got free tickets to these 2 games. But a critical thing to have the student athletes done across the country. It's not done enough in high schools all across. But I felt good after it, that's for sure.
You and Keba Keita.
And by the way, I'll get the results back in a week.
Let us know how that goes, Andy. Here's Jeffrey. Oh, Keba Keita on both ends of the floor.
And
couple of big-time highlights, Grant.
And B.A. Keita getting this crowd in the game single-handedly. Multiple effort. 2 guys contesting DeBonza on that layup attempt, and he is high up in the sky with the tap-in dunk. And then right here, using that 41-inch vertical with the emphatic denial.
Speaking of athletes, similar to Andy Katz, Keba Keita jumping out of the gym. Keita, I don't know if he could complete a half marathon like Andy. Late clock here, down to 4. The little float game is good.
Give Villanova credit. They're just hanging around right now, and I like what I'm seeing from Chris Jeffrey, a nice backup point guard freshman playing strong for the Wildcats.
You never know where you're going to find a gym. That one sticks in the neck momentarily. It's going to be Villanova ball. Suddenly the Wildcats with a little surge here. They hit a couple of threes, withstood a Keba Keita sequence, and now down 6 with the ball as we approach the 1-minute mark.
With those 2 3-pointers, gaining some confidence here, Villanova on the offensive end. Just patient with their execution.
Palmer misses the 3-pointer. That's been a big story for Nova. Here comes DeBonza, driving, kicking. Saunders, no good. DeBonza's there. Offensive rebound. Finds right for 3. Another miss. Here's Saunders. That's going to be a foul. It's going to stay on this side of the floor. Foul on Villanova.
They called it on BYU.
I beg your pardon?
No. Or are they calling a timeout? Not quite sure, B.A.
The officials were blocked from my view. And Marcus Pettigrew, Brent Hampton, Owen Short. So I think this is going to be under review for a possible flagrant.
The call was on Palmer. And they're going to review that there, but
you see Brett Hampton came in emphatically, circled the finger. The home run call means the officials are going to review this, and so they're looking for a possible flagrant here from Palmer. Picks up his third foul, Malachi Palmer.
Bonza going up for a rebound, trying to get position, kind of grabbed his left arm there. Palmer.
Remember the hook and hold era.
The hook and hold.
College basketball definitely held him.
But Bonza on that possession found Saunders in transition. He missed the three, got the rebound, kicked it out to the perimeter to right, and then went in there to.
Yeah,
you can see,
both hands around the arm, pulling him down by the arm. Remember Isaac Haas of Purdue in the NCAA tournament separated his shoulder.
Hated to
that
see
way.
that.
And then that rule came in, that hook and hold, which was in play and a point of emphasis for a few years. These three officials coming together. Marcus Pettigrew, Final Four official. He's the crew chief here, the lead official.
They'll probably upgrade it. I mean, it was a pretty
I agree.
obvious hold there on that rebound attempt by DeBonza.
Again, number 7 in Navy right there. Both arms around, both hands on DeBonza's arm. And Brett Hampton's all over it. A lot of discussion. Owen Short's going to let us know. So it will be upgraded to a flagrant one on Palmer, and that's 2 shots for BYU in the ball.
It was pretty obvious. They were having a discussion.
Could have gone faster, you think?
I mean, maybe they're talking about dinner plans.
Or they could have looked over here and let you know. You would have sent them to Carbone's.
That's right. It's a good spot.
That seemed pretty clear cut.
Yeah, it was pretty clear cut.
They just wanted to get it right. First game of the year for these officials, and they got it right. Now DeBonza will shoot the free throws, the technical foul shots, and BYU will have the ball. A reminder, TNT Sports College basketball coverage is presented by Fabulous Las Vegas, the ultimate destination for live sports and entertainment. We'll be back here in a couple of weeks. Thanksgiving week, the Players Era Tournament. What an event that's going to be. 18 men's teams, 4 women's teams, and 4 days of incredible action across 2 arenas.
What a thrill that'll be. We're going to have a lot of games to call.
Man. You and I are going to be sitting together a lot. It'll be like round 1 of the NCAA tournament.
Oh, man. 3 days in a row. Great basketball.
We are delighted to be back calling college basketball. Richie Saunders at the free throw line. 44 and change remaining in this first half. Villanova's got the pace they want, but BYU in front. And they've had a good lead over Kevin Willard's Villanova Wildcats throughout.
Not a tough possession there defensively for Villanova. That flagrant 1 foul, the free throws, and then of course the foul on the Saunders. So now a little bit of momentum as BYU up 10. A little token pressure to take the momentum and rhythm from Villanova.
Now the freshman Caden Lewis, just 2 points, only 2 shot attempts. He does have 3 assists. Long 3, Lewis, and he rains one in. The lefty connects his first 3-point make as a collegiate player. Shot clock is off. BYU will set up for the final shot here in a 7-point game. Cougars have high expectations, the highest they've ever had, perhaps. And a three-pointer in the corner, an answer by Kennard Davis. And that takes us to the end of the first half. BYU in control, dealing with the slower pace. A.J. DeBonsa off to a great start.
Great start indeed. Gets double team, swing. And Davis with that corner three. Great momentum into halftime for the Cougars, up 10.
I'm being
just about ready to start the second half in Las Vegas. T-Mobile Arena, great way to start the college basketball season. BYU up 10 over Villanova. Let's take a look at the Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Association game summary. Three-point shooting struggles for Villanova. They do have a few here in the last window of time in that first half. A lot of free throws for BYU getting to the line, something they like to do more of. And Richie Saunders playing with an illness with 9 points as we bring you back in T-Mobile Arena. Brian Anderson with the Hall of Famer Grant Hill, and Grant, A.J. DeBonsa, he's the guy we're all here to see. What were your impressions of the first half?
Well, first of all, Villanova, they're mucking the game up, slowing things down. But A.J. has shown his talent, his skill, his versatility. 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. But he's not forcing things. He's making the right basketball play, the right basketball read, and certainly playing efficiently for his Cougar team.
Much anticipated debut for A.J. DeBonsa. Kevin Willard, his first game as the head coach of the Villanova Wildcats. And Andy Katz, I know you had a chance to visit with Kevin during that halftime break.
Well, he's trying to get that rhythm back. You know, they got back in the game where, as Grant said, they kind of mucked it up, and it was to Villanova's style. And then it got away from them toward the end of the half. He says, first of all, the bench is going to have to play a little bit better. Starters were pretty good. He was pleased with his backcourt. But he's got a lot of players out that have been out practices, haven't played in games in those exhibitions. So he really needs to get this team back in rhythm. And he did say, by the way, we're playing a road game right now.
It does feel like it. It's a heavy BYU crowd. Of course, there are a ton of alumni, BYU alumni in Las Vegas. It is just about a 6-hour drive from Provo, and they have traveled well. Great crowds tonight, almost a sellout here at T-Mobile Arena for this doubleheader.
Kind of has a tournament feel.
It does.
Neutral site games.
Grant Hill is here. It's got a good vibe to it. Askew probably got away with the travel. He turns it over anyway. Askew is one of those players, per Andy's report, that is trying to get his rhythm back. He's been out with a knee injury, only played 7 minutes. He's on a minutes restriction. He and Gapari are two guys that Kevin Willard are trying to ease back in the mix.
Yes, you hear the crowd booing. They did not approve of that foul. It was a hard foul. Saunders sliding there into the bench. But you're right, Askew been out for a while, was hurt, getting back into the rhythm and flow. And Kevin Willard really hasn't had the entire team healthy for most of the last month.
Here's DeBonsa trying to get to the baseline. He's fouled.
It's kind of a modified Smitty move right there. A little hesitation.
Wasn't a full commitment to the Smitty.
Yeah.
How many times have you been called Steve Smith here in the last 2 days?
A few times.
Yeah, it happens.
Had a couple people say go green. But right here, isolation there. Likes to go left. A little hesitation. Drawing the foul.
As a half Smitty, like Andy's half marathon.
Steve Smith is somewhere happy.
Oh, Saunders, quick release, able to sneak that one in with the left hand. He's got a quick release from beyond the arc and on the layups as well.
Well, because he's a shooter, you have to get into him. And he is adept at getting to the basket for the easy two.
BYU by 12. Minute into this second half. High expectations for the Cougars. They are ranked 8th in the country in the preseason polls. Their football team is ranked 8th currently. They got a huge game in Lubbock in the Big 12 this Saturday. BYU and Texas Tech. Top 10 matchup for the first time. Stepped on the sideline, did Duke Brennan, and that'll be BYU basketball.
And right now, the length of the defense, particularly on the perimeter, giving all kinds of problems. They switch everything. So Villanova unable to dribble, drive, get into the paint, create problems against this defense. Everything out on the perimeter because of the perimeter defense of the Cougars.
Right. Ooh. Slips and falls and turns it over. Here comes Lewis. BYU, their first turnover since about the halfway mark of the first half. Perkins can't hit. Davis flying high for the rebound. BYU Sweet 16 last year. Made it for the first time. Made the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2011. Perkins on the breakaway is fouled by Kennard Davis, and free throws here for Tyler Perkins.
Both teams right now a little bit flat on the offensive end. And that missed corner three opportunity by Wright, leading to Perkins getting out in transition. I thought he lost his balance a little bit there. Davis bailed him out with a foul. Perkins shooting two.
Perkins got off to a great start tonight. He had 5 quick points in the first few minutes of the game. He hasn't scored since, and it stays that way as he misses the first free throw. Watch MLB legends and stars tee off in the inaugural Capital One MLB Open at Shadow Creek, November 18th, 9:30 Eastern. It's on TNT. It streams on HBO Max. You can go to MLB.com/golf for more details. Missed them both. Tyler Perkins, and here is DeBonsa. A.J. DeBonsa drops it in. Double figures for DeBonsa. He's got 10 now with 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Biggest lead for BYU as they're up 14.
This was a double dribble there by Brennan. Got away with it. So they called a foul on Keita right there. Maybe fouling Brennan on the screen, but in the open floor, DeBonsa patience finds the seam, and that right there is not an easy shot. Brennan 6'10" contesting. Just great touch there on the interior. DeBonsa, a strong driver. You see, he likes to go left. So good at going left, taking 1-2 dribbles at the rim, putting so much pressure on the defense.
Well, I tell you, when you watch him play, you can tell he's got a lot of Kevin Durant influence in his game. As Lewis misses, offensive rebound, and the score from Duke Brennan. Richie Saunders takes it to the basket, reverse, no good. Hodge there defending. Hodge looked like he may have injured his hand on the rim. Lewis. Villanova a little more pop. They can't score it in transition. They back it out and get into their sets now.
Look at DeBonsa. He's 6'9", guarding the point guard. Just the versatility on offense and defense.
Lindsay turns a corner, hard screen there by Brennan, and Lindsay able to lay it in. Brennan is ideally suited for the Big East, it would appear.
Oh, yes. What a find. What a finish there by Lindsay. Great hesitation. Villanova starting to methodically get back into this game.
Right. Gets to the basket, no good, and the rebound ripped down by Palmer. Villanova, a little bit of a surge here. They're down 10. Can cut it to single digits. Lewis being hounded. Here's Hodge now. And he finds Brennan, who dunks it down.
You see the pace, the flow offensively leading to easy baskets. And right now, the bigs getting into it at half court.
Double foul, Graham.
Yeah, man.
Keita and Brennan have been grappling all night.
Yeah. A little like UFC right there. They're going back in transition, kind of bumping into each other. And refs are saying, no way. We'll call a double foul there.
Yeah, Brent Hampton came in quickly. Takes us to a timeout. They'll take a look.
Back to Las Vegas in the first half. You have the big fellas, Brennan and Keita, wrestling on the floor, not giving up an inch, fighting for the basketball. So this has been brewing. And then Brennan setting a hard screen on the superstar DeBonsa. And then moments ago, the dunk by Brennan, and as they're running down the floor, a little shoving match and common foul charge to both.
Now they did take a look to see if it elevated to a flagrant one. And a double foul. It stays as a common foul for both, and it'll be BYU ball here. Villanova's cut it to 8. Here goes DeBonsa driving and scoring. Flying high.
Oh, good defense. Better offense right there. You know, he has such a burst. Quick first step. Just takes a long stride and easily to the rim.
Dropped 30 in Nebraska in an exhibition game. He played well against North Carolina. That was a game in Salt Lake City.
Matchup with Caleb Wilson, another fantastic freshman.
Andy Katz certainly has DeBonta on his top freshman, as most do. This is an incredible freshman class. That's an air ball right at the end of the shot clock as well. And it'll be BYU ball here. Kevin Willard seeing a lot of three-pointers missed.
Caden Lewis struggling a little bit shooting the basketball, only 5 points. A talented player. First starting freshman point guard at Villanova since Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, it's such an interesting story all across the college basketball landscape. The talent of the freshmen, and obviously you're involved in the Atlanta Hawks, and for your NBA work and your opportunities at drafting a talented freshman this year for a lot of NBA teams. It's one of the reasons why there are 60+ NBA scouts in the building here today. Andy Katz has his top 3 freshmen. Bring you in here, Andy, as well, with A.J. DeBonta, Darren Peterson of Kansas, and Cam Boozer of Duke. And there are plenty more behind those 3, Andy.
Well, first of all, I think Koa Pete has something to say about this after tonight. He may launch himself to #1. Putting up 30 here on the opening night against Florida. But, you know, Peterson, Pete, and DeBonta, and Senat from Houston. I mean, the freshmen in the Big 12 alone could be 4 All-Americans. So, and Cam Boozer's obviously off to at least a great exhibition start. You know, they play Texas tomorrow night. He's going to have a phenomenal year at Duke. I said this to Grant pregame. I think you could have Yaxel Lindenborg from Michigan, senior, and then 4 other freshmen on the AP first team All-American list. I would not be shocked if that happens.
Well, 2 things, guys. First of all, there could be the top 5 picks in the NBA draft.
Yeah.
Could all be freshmen. And number 2, I don't think Andy Katz is well liked right now in Tucson. Left Pete off his list. Did Pete just 30 points?
I mean, that was
wait a minute.
That was Andy's preseason list.
That was preseason. Come on.
Andy, I'm an instigator, okay? It's all good.
How fast did Andy drop Koa Pete's name, though? Like, he made sure he covered that. He covered that.
Oh, he's a politician.
Tell you what, Koa Pete was so impressive in the first game of our doubleheader. 30 points, had 7 rebounds, 5 assists. He had 3 steals. He hit clutch free throws at the end. The greatest debut by a freshman in Arizona Wildcats history. And it was something to watch. And his roommate on Team USA, the U19 team, is A.J. DeBonta. And he's on display here as Perkins keeps out wide. This is what we saw earlier today, Graham. This was a special performance from Koa Pete, Mr. Arizona.
Yeah, a statement game from Koa Pete. Fantastic. Just did it all, really, offensively, defensively. I'll tell you, he looks like a man with 3 kids and a mortgage. I mean, he's something else.
Wow. Big upset in the first game. Still can't break Andy Katz's top 3 as Lindsay hits a 3, and here come the Wildcats of Villanova. 5-point game. DeBonta met at the apex. Gapari, what a block. Lindsay finds Perkins, no good. Saunders with a rebound. Good action now. BYU's got the pace they want. DeBonta pull up. Ooh, DeBonta after being denied. Now he's talking a little trash to Gapari. Okay.
Both of those 2 making great plays, defense and offense.
Offensive rebound.
A little chippy out here. I like it.
Yes, indeed. Chris Jeffrey drives it and around and out. Jeffrey was impressive in his first half minutes. He'll go to the line. How about that sequence, Grant, on both ends of the floor a moment ago?
I mean, great play by both guys. A confrontation at the rim. Beautiful block there. And then next possession says, AJ says, okay, I'm going to bring you outside. Yeah. Pull up 3. Both players spectacular. And then there's a little conversation running down the floor. Nice block, nice shot.
Jeffrey knocks down the first free throw. Debonsa scored the last 7 for BYU. Well, he has a serious motor, and by all accounts, and we heard this from Tommy Lloyd, Arizona head coach who coached Debonsa for Team USA, says he's a great kid. He's coachable. He wants to set up his teammates. He's all about team. He doesn't believe that Debonsa is going to be one of these kids. He's obviously going to be a one and done, but he's not just going to use BYU as a stopping place. He's in it for the wins, for the team, for the contributions that he can make and help everybody else get better. And that's great to hear.
A good kid, a lot of character, great competitor. Right now,
he's motivated right now, and he is met at the rim. Denied. Here's Jeffrey driving, a little step through, and a block by Boop. Keeping it alive. And BYU saves it right to Perkins, though, who drills a 3. Villanova's alive.
No quit at all in this Kevin Willard coach team. Only down 3, doing it with some blue-collar desperation and finally knocking down some threes here, BA.
16-5 run for Villanova. Davis can't hit it. Perkins with a rebound.
Yeah, the offense a little stagnant the last few possessions for BYU. Not the typical ball movement, player movement sets.
Chance to tie it with a 3. Villanova on a great run here. Looked like BYU was in total control. And a bad pass. Perkins left the spot. Villanova turns it over to take us to a timeout. That's a big giveaway. BYU ball when we come back. Good action, great effort, great hustle. These guys are playing hard. It's opening night of college basketball from Las Vegas on TNT.
Welcome back to T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas. 51-48 BYU over Villanova. I'm pleased to be joined by some proud parents here, Ace and Chelsea Debonsa. And Ace, I will start with you. Originally from the Boston area in Brockton, how did AJ get to Utah Prep and ultimately BYU?
After prolific prep, we decided to move to Utah. It was a better situation for our family, and he wanted to play for a better point guard, that's all.
Kevin Durant had some say in this in helping Kevin Young get on board. Where's the Kevin Durant-AJ relationship? How did that start?
Oh, it started back in, I believe, 9th grade. I met Kevin Durant's dad, Wayne, at the airport. He told me his son reminds me of his son, and that's just how they got connected.
Chelsea, your first impressions of a real college basketball game of your son, what are they?
Excitement. Love it. I love it. Work hard, and it's paying off.
I know you're holding a Jamaican flag. You're originally from Jamaica. Horrific hurricane that hit Jamaica recently. What did you want to say about Jamaica?
I just want to tell everyone to just please pray for Jamaica, donate whatever you want to donate. You know, folks down there are, you know, in need of things. So if you can donate, please do so and continue to pray.
Ace and Chelsea, appreciate you. We got a lot of great games ahead for your son.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Well, you can see why AJ is revered among his teammates, and all of those comments you hear now that AJ's starting to get in the mix in a national cycle, and that's happened obviously since he was a sophomore in high school. He's got great parents, great foundation, and Chelsea, we back you up on that. All the devastation there in Jamaica. There's a block out of bounds. 4 seconds on the shot clock here. Yeah, there's KD and a young AJ Debonsa. A lot of connections there. Kevin Young was an assistant with the Suns, knows Kevin Durant very well. Did not necessarily know AJ Debonsa because Kevin Young had no thoughts about becoming a college head coach. All of a sudden, he gets the BYU job. His first call was to Durant. So you got to help me out with this kid. As Hodge scores it on the inbounds, and Villanova keeps chipping away now. They're down 1.
How lucky is Debonsa to have a mentor, someone like a Kevin Durant, one of the greatest players to ever play, to learn from, to work out with, to train.
Baker. Jeffrey right there with him. Excellent defense by the freshman. Gapari with the board. Villanova has a chance to take the lead here. Jeffrey running the point, gives it up. Now it's Perkins. Hodge open for three. No good. Missed it badly. Robert Wright drives. Left hand is good.
There's a nice hesitation right there. Froze the defense. The shot blocker Gabari there. Just a little bit late. Timely bucket.
BYU had a 14-point lead. It was 46-32. Now their lead is 3. Villanova with a basketball. Perkins, shot fake, gives it up. Three-point shooter, Lindsey got it. Tough shot for Bryce Lindsey.
And a quick trigger. Just nice and smooth, confident. Took 200 three-pointers last season, Lindsey.
Game is all tied up. Villanova's never led. Wright drives and scores. A little teardrop. Beautiful shot.
And Wright, 6'1", big boy there, the 6'9" Gabari. But with Saunders out, DeBonza out, Wright is taking over when his team needs it.
And that's a push. That's going the other way. Oh. Offensive foul. Kevin Willard upset at that call. Going to give the ball back to BYU.
Yeah, a little nickel dimer right there. Looks like set a screen. Oh, yeah, he extended the arms right there, Matt Hodge.
Now maybe in the paint you get away with that. Not on the perimeter.
Not on the guard
at all. So it'll be a Villanova turnover. They tie the game after being down 14 earlier in this half. Saunders. And beg your pardon, Perkins comes out of the pack with it.
And the trailer right here.
Trails. Lindsey looking like Chris Jenkins, lets it fly. No good.
Well, he passed up the first look out the opportunity there, but deep range.
Boy, the blow by. Excellent defense. So Duke Brennan got a block on that. He got a hand on that shot by Wright.
I thought Wright got fouled a little bit too on that drive. Jeffrey
gets it back. He's earned some extra minutes in the second half.
Been impressive. Jeffrey, prototypical New York City point guard, getting downhill. Doing a good job running the show here off the bench.
Working with Brennan now. Two-man game. Jeffrey's going to let it fly. Comes up short. Brennan, offensive rebound. Sets it up for Lindsey. Got it. And Villanova has taken their first lead.
And great presence of mind there by Brennan. Secures the offensive rebound and finds his teammate Lindsey for the open three. Just chipping away now with the lead.
Lindsey's got 16 now. His fourth made three-pointer. Timeout. Lindsey 13 in the half.
And Brennan, the ball comes his way. Great presence of mind. Finds Lindsey wide open. Villanova like that with the lead. Welcome back, Bryce Lindsey, putting on a shooting clinic here in the second half. 13 points. 3 of 4 from the three-point line. Nice shot fake, side step. Gets it again from the same spot. And Villanova in control right now. Lindsey, the Sun Belt, led the Sun Belt Conference in three-point percentage last season, 41%. Third in three-pointers made. And 68% of his shots last season were behind the arc. And he is putting on a show. Maybe Kevin Willard's most decorated transfer out of the 8 transfers he has this season.
Yeah, he started his career at Texas A&M in the SEC, went to James Madison. Now he's here at Villanova, and the free throw no good. And Villanova a chance to add to their lead. Jeffrey back at the point. Here's Brennan now looking for Lindsey. Lindsey with 13 second half points, 16 total. Kebaketa going at it again with Duke Brennan. Ball's on the floor, and it'll be out of bounds. Hodge was out of bounds when he touched the ball, and it'll be BYU basketball here.
Yeah, not a great post-entry pass there from Hodge inside to Brennan, and great effort by BYU and Keita getting in there. His hands, a deflection. And a turnover there, a missed opportunity on that possession for Villanova. I think with big guys, when you throw them the ball in the post, don't throw a bounce pass.
Yeah.
Throw it high.
Yeah.
You know, they're great activity. Now, offensively, the key is, can BYU find some rhythm here?
Oh, Jeffrey, he's tough. Saunders trying to get by him, does so with the left hand. Great redirect by Saunders.
Never stops moving. Instant energy. Not just a shooter, a player.
BYU back in front. They led by 14. 2.5 minutes into this second half.
Look at Davis. He is staying attached to Lindsay right now, not giving him any space.
Lindsay trying to drive by him. It's Keita. Rises high for the block. 1 second remaining on the shot clock. Serious bounce from Keita.
And Keita's only 6'8". That vertical there, just bailing out his teammate. Great effort.
Got to get one up quick here if you're Villanova. Just a touch and shoot. Hodge gets it off in time. It does hit the rim, but it's out of bounds. No, it's going to be off BYU. A.J. DeBonta says, I didn't touch it. There is the opportunity to challenge in the college game this year. Not sure if Kevin Young wants to risk it here. I don't know if he touched it.
Can't really tell from that angle right there.
Villanova got a break. See if they can take advantage of it. Fortunate that ended up in Kapari's hands. Shot clock down to 9. Lindsay got it. Man, that is a pure stroke from Bryce Lindsay.
The dribble handoff right there created the space. You gotta stay attached. Lindsay is feeling it right now.
He's got 19. 16 of those coming in this second half. DeBonta now. Kapari's on him.
Good defense.
Davis turned away. Right. Backs it out. Shot clock at 7. Here goes Wright. He spins. And Wright misses. There is Keita for the follow.
Like he was shot out of a cannon right there. He's known for offensive rebounding. Right now, giving some life to these Cougars and their fans.
All tied at 59. Reset it. Lindsay. Denied by Keita. Late clock here. Perkins. Air ball.
NBA once again. Keita making a play. That deflection there on that pass attempt. And on the previous offensive possession for BYU, just plants himself under the basket. Nice tip in. And that was almost a layup opportunity by Brennan, but just the active hands creating a short clock opportunity. Air ball. The energy and effort from the big fella on display.
Here's DeBonta now. He drives, he hangs, and he finishes. A.J. DeBonta. Strong move to the basket. BYU back in front. Timeout, Kevin Willard. We got a ball game. Second of our doubleheader. You gotta love college basketball. We're off and running with a bang here. Looking forward to that. We've had a couple of dandies so far today. A.J. DeBonta and the BYU Cougars had a 14-point lead. Villanova took them 8 minutes to fight their way back to tie the game. They briefly had the lead. And now with 5:09 remaining in regulation, Villanova with the ball down 2. Askew back on the floor. Here is Brennan, and Keita blocked him from behind. Scramble for the ball. It's going to be BYU ball. Keita on display here in the second half, Grant.
He is giving me shades of Ben Wallace with his efforts on the defensive end. Able to contest Lindsay, then get back to Brennan and block the dunk attempt there. And just effort, energy, heart, hustle, kind of willing his team on the defensive end.
Now BYU up 2. DeBonta rises up, missed it. Perkins with a rebound. Again, Villanova can tie or take the lead. Perkins probing. Askew is on a minutes restriction. Kevin Willard's been saving him for this last run here, and that's going to be BYU ball.
And once again, who was on that play? Keita getting out, knowing Lindsey comes off those screens, will fire, attacks, gets a hand in the passing lane, and the ball goes off the body of Lindsey. Well,
I don't know if it did. Villanova got a break earlier. BYU gets the break here. Kevin Willard not wanting to use a challenge right now. Here's Saunders, that quick release, can't get it to go. Perkins with another rebound. He's got 9 boards in this game. Villanova once again a chance to tie or take the lead. Perkins to give him the lead. No. And Keita saves it to his point guard. Right, pushing, right. Pops the clutch and misses. Ooh, almost a turnover. Now in a scramble. Askew coming back from a knee injury, a right knee sprain. Has a bad injury, shut him down for about 6 weeks. Hasn't looked himself here today. He's got to play his way back into shape. Got a chance here. 3:33 remaining. DeBonta's on him, and it's going to be a foul on Saunders. Away from the ball, trying to check Duke Brennan. And that is going to take us to a timeout. We got a great finish set up for you in Vegas. 3:31 left. Villanova down 2 with the ball on TNT.
The man from Mali, Keita, is putting on a show. Domination, physicality, and he's doing it, Brian, on the defensive end. Heart, hustle, tip-ins, deflections, steals, blocks, you name it. Controlling the game for the BYU Cougars. And he was regarded as the team's best defender coming into this game, and I can see why. Just a brilliant defensive performance here from Keita.
Those 3 blocks. He is a crazy athlete, and it is on display here. And despite all of that, Villanova is knocking at the door. Villanova is down 2, 3:31 left. BYU already in the bonus. BYU with 6 fouls, so no fouls to give here. 3.5 to go. Gapari, he drives, he falls down, and he travels. Oh, Tafara Gapari turns it over at an inopportune time. And Villanova, their 6th turnover in the second half.
And I don't think Kevin Willard diagrammed that play out of the timeout. I think he saw a mismatch there, thought he could turn the corner on Saunders. Unfortunate opportunity for the Wildcats.
There's DeBonta. He's got Hodge on his back and gets to the basket. That was pushed through the net. And a made basket for A.J. DeBonta. He delivers.
Yeah, great move, great patience, but also a great screen by Keita. One of those Gortat screens. Screening the help, creating that lane for DeBonta at the rim.
BYU by 4. They're on a 6-0 run here. DeBonta's got 19. Jeffrey cannot hit it. DeBonta flying high for the rebound. Under 3 to go in regulation. Opening night college basketball, and the #1 recruit, DeBonta, unable to hit. Lindsey behind the back. He is fouled by Davis. And that is going to send Lindsey and Villanova to the line for a 1-1. Both teams in the bonus now.
But yeah, I mentioned right here that last screen and roll play. DeBonta going downhill on the screen. Keita screens the help. Brennan couldn't get there. Great screen by Keita and great awareness by DeBonta. Let the play develop. Slow down, quick burst, and great finish.
Can see the IQ. That's a missed free throw from a great shooter. Villanova missed opportunity. BYU on a 6-0 run, trying to add to it here in crunch time. Preseason ranked 8th. BYU, highest expectations they've had in their program's history. Wright uses Keita's screen, and Wright knocks it down, and it is a 6-point BYU lead. Keita is everywhere. And BYU, a 2-possession game now with 2:20 left.
And you have to think Kevin Young, with his NBA experience, teaches that. Keita just goes down, screens Brennan. Brennan can't come over to help on that drive by Robert Wright III. And just a beautiful screen, great patience there by Wright. Beautiful screen, or physical screen, excuse me. The exact same play run for DeBonza, this time on the other side for Robert Wright III.
He's like that left tackle no one ever really talks about, but he makes a lot of impact. Keita has had a huge impact in this second half. Kevin Young had a chat with DeBonza. You would have to believe it was about those sequences offensively.
Well, I love we had a chance to visit with Kevin Young yesterday. He said AJ is a kid that is just curious, just wants to get better, constantly peppering him with questions, wanting to learn, wanting to grow, evolve as a player. And as you said, in that moment, great coaching and a pupil receptive to great teaching.
Huge possession here. Lindsay for 3. No. And it was Keita who secured the rebound over to Wright. No hand higher than Keita's.
And they're going to continue with this screen and roll action. They're going to put DeBonza and Wright, let them take turns. And Kevin Young saying, take your time. The clock is our friend.
Here he goes. DeBonza working with Keita now. DeBonza spins, and it's in. Left-handed layup using the Keita screen once again. You can tell a well-coached team with elite players. BYU is executing to a T down the stretch. Lindsay in traffic is fouled. 2 free throws for Bryce Lindsay.
And part of the NBA philosophy, if it's working, keep at it. Milking the play, patience, and look at this spin. AJ DeBonza just elongates to the rim with that left hand. And right now, AJ DeBonza, 21 points, 13 in this half. And you knew with the bright lights on, he was going to step up.
Big free throws here for Lindsay. Knocks down the first one. He needed to see one go in.
And I would imagine now Kevin Willard, he's getting some subs in. Maybe going small with 4 guards. Brennan back.
Got to have some 3-pointers now.
With 3-pointers and maybe extending the defense here after this free throw. Try to possibly force some turnovers. You got to speed it up here.
I figure Gapari is in there to guard DeBonza. Lindsay hits them both. Clutch free throws for Bryce Lindsay, having a monster second half. He's got 20 now.
A little 2-2-1 full court pressure here. Robert Wright, the guy you want in these situations here. And looks like they're in a zone now. Villanova showing some zone action.
That is not something you see very often from a Kevin Willard team.
They're going to run at him. They're going to double team Wright, not let him come off.
Here he comes. Wright gives it up. Saunders down into the corner. Passes up a 3. Now Kennard Davis, no good. Keita kept it alive. Saunders saves it. And it is last touch by Duke Brennan. Great effort by BYU. First Keita, then Saunders. And with 1:01 remaining, it is BYU basketball.
And Saunders never stops moving right there. Didn't quit on the play. And able to keep the ball in action. Brennan off his hands.
Timeout on the floor. Coming to the finish line here in the second of our doubleheader. BYU by 6. Both teams in the bonus. Set up for a 1-and-1 with fouls. BYU has 2 timeouts left with 1:01 remaining. Villanova has 1. Kevin Willard running through it with his Wildcats. AJ DeBonza with 21. That'll be baseline out of bounds with 1:01 to go. 2-possession game. Huge possession here. Ball control for Robert Wright.
Once again, Villanova showing a little zone action here. You got to rebound out of this zone on missed shots.
Here's Tabata, pulls it back. Wright now penetrates. Wright in the lane, missed it. Duke Brennan with a rebound. Here comes Villanova. They got to go quick. 40 seconds remaining in regulation. Villanova down 6. Cade is on Lindsay. Palmer gives it up in the corner. Askew for 3. No. And Saunders with the rebound.
And on that last play, Cade guarded everybody. He's limping a little bit right now on Lindsay. Being contested on that corner 3 by Askew.
Askew got a good look. Couldn't knock it down. Cada doubled over. You're right. He guarded everybody.
He did. Guarding Lindsay here. Lindsay, they couldn't get anything. Little swing action. Closes out the drive, then contest. And looked like he landed awkwardly there on that play. Still in the game.
He's kind of grabbing at his right knee, right below the hollow of the knee there. As Robert Wright knocks down the first free throw with 20.6 seconds remaining. This is now a 3-possession game.
It's like Boop's gonna possibly check in now, maybe after the free throw's made. You have to wonder if it's gonna come in for Cada here.
What a closing stretch here for BYU. They went on a 10-0 run before those free throws from Lindsay. And Boop is coming in for Cada. Cada limping off. And you hope that's nothing serious. What an incredible game from Keba Cada. It's not one of those games that like jumps off the stat sheet, but such a huge impact in this game in so many ways. Villanova will try to go quick, and Boop immediately commits the foul. That's going to set up Lindsay with free throws.
That's what you want right now. Kevin Willard, get to the free throw line. You get your substitutions in. And now you can set up your full court press. We saw in the first game a similar situation where Arizona had some struggles there inbounding the ball.
Bryce Lindsay scored the last 12. 22 points for Lindsay. He's been terrific in the second half. He's kept Villanova in the picture here. 1 out of 2 at the line, and that is going to be a foul on Hodge. It's going to set up free throws for currently a 12-3 run with DeBonsa going to the free throw line.
DeBonsa with that spectacular second half, just sort of taking over an array of moves to the rim. He hit a 3-pointer for good measure. It's only fitting on the free throw line here to try to ice the game for the Cougars. And then Cada on the bench, what he brought defensively. We talked about Kevin Young, how they've assembled this roster. The pieces fit. You see the potential here. They'll get better and better throughout the season, but I like the upside of this BYU team.
A.J. DeBonsa in his collegiate debut, despite the 2 misses. 21 points, 6 rebounds, a quick basket by Jeffrey. BYU's lead is 5, and BYU and Kevin Young will take a timeout. 7.1 seconds left. BYU in control with the ball when we come back. Well, Grant, A.J. DeBonsa, just the 5th freshman in BYU program history to put 20 or more points on the board in his collegiate debut.
And what a debut for this young man. Much talked about, anticipation, assisting, scoring, leading, great moves. And you see that BYU has themselves a special talent in understanding the high hopes in Provo, Utah this season. Oozing with talent, has the swagger, the confidence, the game, the feel.
In a loaded Big 12, BYU is going to be among the group that will contend for a Final Four.
Think about the teams. I mean, you have Houston, who's everybody's preseason #1 in the Big 12, and obviously BYU 2, Texas Tech, Arizona, who we saw earlier, Iowa State, Kansas.
Power packed.
It is.
All right, maybe the last possession here. Jeffrey gets up a mid-range jumper. That one's good. And that should take us to the finish line on a touch, and that's it. And BYU begins their season with great expectations, and they hold off Villanova from the Big East 71-66. DeBonsa impressive in his BYU debut. A.J. DeBonsa goes for 21 on 9 of 18 shooting. Made his only three-point try, 6 rebounds, had 3 assists. Did not disappoint. Okay, Makeda, Andy Katz reporting he got kicked in the shin, so he'll be just fine. And what a terrific performance. Working man's performance here from the man from Mali, as you say.
Well, working man's performance for him and his team. A gritty win against a tough blue-collar Villanova squad.
So BYU wins it tonight over Villanova. We kick it over to Andy Katz.
Well, Kevin, let's first deal with AJ's debut. What'd you think?
I thought he was really good. You know, he came through in the clutch there when we needed him. A couple of those, I thought they forced him into a shot that he and we didn't want. But overall, man, for a freshman in his first game to deliver like that in crunch time was impressive.
Makeda did everything for you, all over the floor. 50-50 balls, physical, his play, plus Richie Saunders not feeling well all day gives you a great effort. What'd you think of the two of them?
Yeah, I mean, they don't get talked about enough because of AJ and Rob, obviously, but you know, Kava, you know, he started every game for us last year, and he's a presence and a force and an anchor. And then I think that last offensive rebound Richie had, that just personifies him. You know, guys puking all day, and he still gets a big play at the end. So just more anything, man, proud of our guys to have to gut one out early.
Gut, puke, you got everything in there.
What you did there, I like it, I like it.
Congratulations on the win.
Thanks, man, appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Andy, and thanks to Kevin Young. And we are going to hear from A.J. DeBonsa. Guys in the studio, we'll have a word with A.J. when we continue. For Andy Katz, Grant Hill, the rest of our crew, Brian Anderson saying so long from Vegas for now. Stay tuned, we're coming right back, though. TNT Sports College Basketball post-game to Adam Lefkoe in our studio as BYU wins it.